Hey guys!
I'm Minerva.
I'm Arvid, and we're Amanti.
Right, and you may not know us because we're new to YouTube and we just started out. So this is our introduction video, if you want to call it that.
You could call it that.
Yeah, and we're gonna start off by having a review
Of a movie called The Killing Joke.
This is a DC movie and it's all about a superhero. We got Batman, we could have Superman, but he's not in the movie.
And for you guys, I gotta say this. I'm a huge DC fan.
As
Batman is my bae.
You can see. And I'm not as big a fan, but you know, you get a satisfied
She's
boyfriend.
my girlfriend, so I kinda influence her.
Yeah, I just jumped on the train, if you say that. I'm not a big fan, but I survive it. So, but we watched the movie together, so.
Yep. And tell me, what did you think about the movie, baby?
I think the movie could have been better than it was.
Why?
Because it has some points where I feel like, it's not, it could be better? No, it's just horrible. Okay, the first 30 minutes is horrible, but we'll get to that later. So what is The Killing Joke?
The Killing Joke is, you could say, it's one of the greatest Batman stories ever told, in my opinion, and perhaps many other people's opinion.
When it comes to comic book fans, that is.
Exactly. And it's about Joker shooting Barbara Gordon through the spine and hence making her Oracle. She becomes the greatest computer hacker in the DC universe.
And who do we have as a cast? We got Batman.
We got Batman, voiced by Kevin Conroy, love you. We got the Joker, voiced by Mark Hamill, love you. And we got Batgirl, voiced by Tara Strong, who also voiced Batgirl in the Batman, The New Adventure.
Okay, so we'll start about why does the 30-minute start or the first third suck?
Well, where to begin?
Where to begin, really?
They want to give Barbara, aka Batgirl, like character development, but they do it in a very out of placey way, if you could say. So,
because we start out by just seeing her as Batgirl, and she's
we see her doing the heroic stuff, you know, beating up thugs. She's like chasing a mob leader of some sort.
Not enough with that, but there is also she's the narrator, and you know, we don't really see Batman as a start point. We just see her, and she's just telling her story. Anyway, so what do we have more? We got this where it's just she's whiny. She's really whiny, and she's just like, I can stand up by myself.
I'm a strong, independent woman.
Yeah, and I can, you know, I don't need you, Batman. You should respect me and show me that you trust me. And she's just nagging and complaining and crying and just being all over the top dramatic.
Yeah.
So now we'll get to the worst part of the whole thing.
Which
and
is
it's just okay, are you ready,
dum
folks?
dum dum.
Spoiler alert! Just so bad, and I remember we were sitting there and we would just be like what?
The cringe was strong with
Yeah,
this one.
we were just sitting there like both of us. He, as you know, he knows that they don't act that way, and I'd be like, wait, this is wrong, right? This is not
out of
supposed.
character.
Yeah, this is not supposed to be. And then here comes Batman and Batgirl have sex. It's bad
the
sex.
bad sex. It's the bad
and
sex.
it's not just that. Like, even I can understand if they put in a sex scene with, you know, Catwoman or
It's the cowgirl.
Batwoman, but they put on Batgirl as a girl, a little girl, and they have a mentor-student relationship.
Yeah, like a father-daughter relationship.
So they respect each other, and then suddenly we find them up on a rooftop
in Gotham. They're having this really weird situation going on where he slips his hand down her ass,
and she's just like, I gotta kiss you, Batman, because you're just so hot, and I you know, I got this bad girl hotness for you.
And the thing that kind of creeps me out even more is before they have the bad sex, they have a fight.
Yeah, like
they fight each other.
They're fighting each other like an old married couple, except, you know, with real fights, like fists and shit. And then suddenly she's like, oh, you don't respect me, Batman. He's like, I want to protect you, Batgirl. And then she's just like, oh, kiss me, Batman. And he's like, okay.
He's like, okay,
and then she just grabs him and kisses him, and then they lay down, and then she just jumps on him, and he touches her ass, and then he's just like, okay, let's just go. And she just, whoo!
And then bam.
And then they go like, I'm Batman.
And then it's all over. And then
Then we sit there as watchers of this movie being like, okay, wait.
I was like, what
the fuck just happened?
I was like this.
Yeah, literally. And I was just sitting there.
I turned my ugly face on for that scene, okay?
I was just, okay, wait, what? It just fucked my mind. It didn't work at all. Shit. Anyway. But what made the movie great though? Because it's not just a horrible movie. It actually works at some parts.
Actually, it's a really great movie.
Well,
I'd call it a double-edged sword. They adapt the movie perfectly to the graphic novel. And the voices of Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill are spot on. The voice acting is spot on.
The animation is spot on. It
Yeah,
works.
it reflects the comic in a perfect way.
What did you feel when you first saw that scene as you do in the comic book?
Well, it was like exactly like in the comic book. I was like, oh yeah, satisfaction. Because you saw Batman walking in the rain like he does in the comic.
You know, dark and mysterious.
Towards Arkham Asylum, where he meets
Spoiler alert!
fake Joker with the makeup and everything.
And it's just like,
and I was like,
it is the
yeah,
same feeling,
yeah,
right?
I really liked it, but all at the same time,
you could only think about one thing.
I could only, throughout the rest of the movie, even though it was really good, I could only think about the bat sex.
Right,
and
it's the only thing you think about.
It ruined. I mean, like,
ruined the movie.
if they would have cut out that and like just scrapped it completely, the movie would have been a 9 to 10 out of 10.
It would be a better movie, actually.
Yeah. So I say this: if you want to watch this movie, just skip the first 30 minutes and you'll be fine.
As a cinematic lover,
She loves all kinds of movies.
No, I like dark movies actually. So, but the thing is, this movie is R-rated, and it's
actually the first R-rated
It's the
DC
first
movie.
R-rated movie, and you know when it's R-rated, you think, oh, it's gonna be gory, it's gonna be dark and mysterious, just like ugh.
Sure, it was quite.
But you know, but they said that in an interview, I think, that they didn't want to go too light because the comic itself were kind of dark.
It's actually
but
really
they couldn't
dark.
go darker because they wanted to stay true to the source material. I understand that, but at the same time, I felt like if you have an R-rated movie, then you should make it more, you know,
Fleshed
mature.
out.
They should make it more of a psychopathic, like weird shit, and they kind of missed that opportunity.
So you're saying that if they would put a lot more effort into like
putting the darkness into the film.
would you have enjoyed the movie more or less?
More, because then you know they kind of wasted the money and the effort on making the Barbara 30 minutes preview instead of putting all the effort into making the movie, the last two.
Ah, you mean like when
Spoiler alert!
when James Gordon's riding the cart and he sees all those freaky, creepy
Right, and they
pictures
couldn't-
of Barbara, and when the Joker shoots her through the spine, and
That part,
then he takes pictures
that
of her.
part is good because you know, even I that haven't read the movie, read the comic book, and can relate to it. I've heard about it and seen it before, but I feel like with the Jim Gordon riding through with the minions and all that, that could have been made darker because we don't see anything gory when Joker shoots Barbara. So if they had put in all that darkness in that scene with Jim Gordon instead, it would actually hit you harder than it did. I mean, we don't know what he sees in there. We just know that
But somehow, actually,
maybe it's her nude body, maybe she's bleeding like a crazy, but we don't really know what's going on.
in my opinion, I think that the voice acting makes up for it.
Yeah, the voice acting is good, but it still fails because you know a movie can't just rely on the voice acting. It is the whole package. It's the animation, it's the voice acting, it's everything, and I just feel like they missed an opportunity by going it lighter than it could have been.
Okay, baby, I got a question for you.
Right, a question.
How did you feel about the Batman-Joker relationship in the movie?
That it actually worked because at the last scene, spoiler alert! The last scene was actually creeping me out when I understood it. But first I didn't get it because they were laughing and they're having fun, and then suddenly I just like, okay, Joker, stop laughing, right? Okay, and we know Batman doesn't kill people,
No, it's
but
again-
at the same time, how far would Batman go for the people that he cares about? And right now he's looking at a psychopath he knows he can't change
Or treat?
or treat or help. So what can he do? And you told me that it's hinted that Batman actually kills Joker in that scene
Off-screen.
off screen, and that he keeps on laughing because he himself is going a little bit crazy, which I actually love.
The Killing Joke, both the graphic novel and the movie, but mostly the graphic novel, is about... It's like the Joker has one quote that he uses throughout the movie, and that quote is, "All it takes is one bad day. All it takes is one bad day to turn a sane man
Into a crazy
insane."
person.
He's trying to prove that even though James Gordon is a sane, he's a lieutenant, I think, if I'm not mistaken, not a commissioner yet.
He's trying to prove that
That-
a person that is that strong and, you know, sane as Jim Gordon,
Actually
that
can
deals
go.
with a lot of crazy people, actually also can turn insane.
Yeah, by seeing his daughter, all this, and being
Right.
stripped naked.
But then we come to the question, how did Joker become crazy or mad or insane? And we actually get an explanation in the movie,
Which he does also do in the graphic novel.
right?
How
But
did you feel about...
I
Yeah.
got disappointed because I don't like knowing how Joker became Joker. I like knowing that he's, you know, I like not knowing who he is or how he came to be or what made him the way he is. And at the same time, the story that we got felt a little too perfect. You know, sure, he had a horrible life and he struggled to become something great. And he had a
wife.
loving wife that stood by his side. Even at the worst times, and they were expecting a baby, and everything was, you know, even though everything went to hell, he still had something good and light
And then
in
in
his
the
life.
end, he has nothing.
And then just everything is taken away from
Sure.
him. It just,
The-
it's
the-
not my type.
But then
of
at the
story.
same time, baby, the good thing about the Joker, in my opinion, is that everyone is free to have their own version of the Joker's origin.
Right,
Like,
but if
you don't
peop-
have to believe this origin.
No,
You could have your own.
Right, but the thing is, I think that a lot of people, when they get an explanation for something, they kind of stay true to that one. If, you know, before, I didn't know Joker had any past, or I didn't know what his past was. But now, when I've seen it in some kind of way, all I can think about is that that is his past.
Oh.
I don't want to know why, and I don't want to feel anything for him.
So, baby, if you were to give this movie from a 1 out of 10, what would you give it?
6.5?
Six.
No, 6.
And I also want an explanation.
Right, because I do understand that the movie is great, and I understand that it was true to its source material, and I respect that. But then we have all the points that I feel just pull it down. Like, you know, I know the voice acting was great and animation was wonderful, but then we have the points that I pointed out, the Joker background and the not so gory R-rated movie,
You could
and
look
the
over
30
that.
minutes are crazy.
You could look over the...
Right, but I'm not.
so
I
the-
am very critical when it comes to movies, and the difference between you and me is that I don't see it just like, oh, it's a good movie because
I can overlook things.
no, because I feel it like I can't just look over the bad parts because it's a Batman movie. I respect it as a Batman movie, but I know that it has its fault, and I can't just say that. But it's okay. I give it an 8 just because it's a Batman movie. So no, a 6 out of 10 actually for me.
I give it an 8 to 8.5 out of 10. And the only reason that it doesn't get a 9 out of 10, which I really wanted it to, is because of the prologue. So this was our first movie review.
Yeah, right. We're gonna continue with movie reviews because we're both
We're-
movie fans.
And we're both geeks.
We're both geeks. We will play. Actually, we have an idea coming around. What we're gonna do, which is we're gonna play Telltale's Batman together.
So you
be
should
fun.
look forward to that.
Right. Anyway, I hope you like us, and I hope you like our video. And what
Yeah,
do
really.
what do one say? Say like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.